Backlash is finally over. Smark City's here to talk about that shit. Hi, we're here. There's three of us. I'm Alex. Drew's over there. Zent's somewhere in Arizona. Say hi, fuckers.
Yo,
Hi,
yo.
fuckers.
I did that to him
God
last
damn
time.
it, you guys. Like, that's... I didn't mean it literally. Well, you just threw me off the whole introduction.
Okay, real quick. Figuratively. Hi, everybody.
Thank you.
It was figurative.
All right.
As you were saying.
Anyway, if you've never heard one of our fucking podcasts before, this is basically how it goes. We're Smark City. Find us on our website, thesmarkcity.com, on Twitter, @thesmarkcity. Come hang out with us. We'll talk wrestling. That'll be fun. Backlash was fucking awesome.
Yes, it was.
That's not just me, right? That's all of us.
It was great.
This is the most fun I've had since probably NXT TakeOver not all that long ago. Like, this was just a fun show.
It was crazy going in because we talked about it on our SmackDown podcast last week, where I was saying, I'm really looking forward to AJ Styles. I'm looking forward to the women's match. I'm looking forward to the tag tournament. I'm looking forward to Ziggler and Miz. So let's see how they fuck it up. You know what I mean? And then
definitely.
Going into tonight, like, the card was very, very thin, and people were like, that's kind of weird. And then the Orton news came out.
Yep.
And that was bad. So then the expectations got lowered, and then they just delivered an amazing show. And now, hey, I'm all in on these smaller cards if it's going to produce this, because a lot of, in my opinion, and then I'll let y'all go, a lot of people got opportunities tonight to have some time and do some work. And we saw a lot of people shine. I thought Alexa Bliss was great. I thought Carmella was great. I thought Carmella in particular was really, really good. They gave the women 3 storylines going forward. Is that insane to anyone else? That's amazing.
For a brand split show, usually, and then for them to actually give them 3 storylines. So think it's a 2-hour show. When you have Raw, there's 3 hours, and only there's one woman's story that develops. That's incredible. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, and then on top of that, Miz is on a whole nother level. My God, he was fantastic. Like, that's the healing, in my opinion, we need more of, and he just was great tonight. Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles absolutely delivered. It was just a great show. Let's talk about that match because, it was very, very big. It resulted in a title change. AJ Styles is now the WWE World Champion. I think that's how you say it nowadays. Who fucking knows? What did y'all think of that match? Whoever wants to start?
I thought it was great. I haven't liked Dean this much in so friggin' long, and I'm the Seth Rollins guy. Like, the biggest problem I had with the whole thing was Dean not taking AJ seriously. And AJ put the boots to him and just outclassed him. And at the last possible second was like, I can do this right now, so I'll just steal the win. Like, it was just beautiful storytelling.
I think what was really good, too, is at the start of the match, they kind of went with the narrative that they showed, I think, on the go-home show, where AJ said, I can wrestle circles around you. And Dean's like, well, we're not going to wrestle. We're going to fight. And they kind of showed each guy's strength where, on the tie-ups and stuff, AJ was getting ahead, and then Dean would hit him with something crazy. And I think the match took a little while to get into it, but once they got into the crux of it, Dean Ambrose's identity came out more than it has in any match I can remember recently. Like, you felt that intangible, like, this is Dean going balls to the wall because he's just fucking crazy. He does shit that no one else does. And it was complimented so well by what AJ does. And by the end of the match, it was just fantastic.
For me, the beginning of it, it seemed like they didn't quite know how to work with each other. And then just out of nowhere, after that weird suplex Dean threw on AJ from the top turnbuckle.
Yeah, it clicked.
It seemed right after that, it just fell right into place. Like, They both woke up and were like, oh, yeah, this is what we're supposed to do.
I totally agree. I think they found the rhythm and they found how to work with each other after about 5-10 minutes of, getting to work.
It was
Drew,
about 5 to 7.
Yeah, well, you know, come on, man. Let's not argue semantics. Drew, what did you think, man?
Arguing semantics is a wrestling staple. How could you say that?
You're totally right, because we're gonna do that in a little bit with the commentary and shit. But anyway, go ahead.
This is the wrong place to argue it.
Yeah, we did this in our DMs on Twitter. I was defending Otunga, even though I don't really think he's good, and we're gonna get to it, and we'll argue semantics then. But let's not argue semantics over like time. Anyway, go ahead, Drew. What'd you think of the match, man?
Probably my favorite Dean Ambrose match in quite a while. You know, and this is what I just don't understand about booking and everything, that he can put on this great performance and not rely on the clothesline thing off the ropes and all that nonsense and the lunatic maggle shit, and actually can perform fantastic. And this is how he should be all the time, because this is where he'll always get people behind him. So I hope that in this loss, this is the new character that he becomes. No more the jokey nonsense.
I think he's going to be more tweener after this. He's going to have that more of an edge that you're hoping for.
He just needs to be a touch more serious, and that's
it. And he was in the build-up, and that's what made this feud like come together so quickly, and then it started to pop and click, and it was good. The one thing you did mention is how he doesn't have to do the rope, you know,
clothesline,
whatever you fucking call it. It actually worked really well tonight in one spot where he just did it once. And I think he did it more than once, but like the one time it worked in a really cool spot because AJ just hit the Pele kick. His back's to him. That's the time to do it if you're going to do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That made sense. So it was like, oh, yeah, it's not just the dude just staring at you doing it. So it looked better. It looked really cool. That's good. That's what we want. Yeah. I wanted to kind of address the ending real quick where the ref gets hurt and AJ immediately goes, I know what to do with this. Punt to the nuts. I was just like, yes.
This is actually one of the best little wrinkles on AJ's character. He's demanding respect. He's not earning it. So he takes a shortcut to try and get that respect by kicking Dean in the nuts.
Yeah, and he's also exemplifying, like, he met with those indie guys backstage, which was weird, but it worked out really well. Like, I first saw it and I was like, why are you guys in tights still? Like, that's just kind of weird. But then he started talking and he's like, you know, I know where you guys have been, and all of a sudden he turns it on him and just says, you'll never make it because I know how to make it, and you'll never be able to do what I do. And he's basically showing he made it through cheating, through, you know, working with Bullet Club. Like, he's implying that he made it through working smarter, quote unquote, which is working the Bullet Club way of we do whatever we got to do to win. We do what we want. And, you know, fuck you if you don't like it. And that's basically what he did at the end. He said, you know what? I'm a winner. It doesn't matter if I cheated. I won. So give me my trophy. Give me my championship. Give me my respect. Give me my adulation because I won. And, you know, it's that difference between, you know, like doing it the right way or just doing it that, you know, it seems to resonate really well with WWE crowds. So, you know, that's a really smart way to go. I'm just happy that we finally got to see a club member do what the fucking Bullet Club did for so long and still does. Is just fucking cheat. Like, stop like,
no apologies. Just take it when you can.
We won because we absolutely blatantly cheated. Fuck you if you don't like it. And that's like Anderson and Gallows have not been able to do that effectively. The Usos did it phenomenally tonight, pun intended. And I'm just glad that AJ finally set the tone. Hopefully the other two club members start following suit soon.
Yeah,
get away from the comedy angles.
Highly doubt that's happening.
I do too, but hopefully that's the case. Anybody else got anything to add on this?
Tomorrow night's, or I guess SmackDown's going to be really interesting with those two, but I think we've said enough because that match was just as good as you could possibly hope for. Like, it was just so good.
It was really good.
Dare we say it was phenomenal?
Yeah. Anyway,
Boom.
we're so funny. Anyway, yeah, let's talk about the women with their brand
six-pack
new,
challenge.
pretty looking championship. That championship may be the best looking belt in WWE right now. The the SmackDown Women's Championship. And that match, again, was very impressive. It started off the show, and it was amazing. Who wants to take the ball and run with it here?
Go ahead, Zen.
All right.
Oh, look at you being deferring.
See, everything about this...
Fuck my English. Anyway, go ahead.
Everything about this signals major disaster ahead. From the fact there's 6 women involved to the fact it's a championship match on a WWE pay-per-view. All the signs say this is going to be a disaster.
And that it led off the show.
Yes. But, god damn, they gave them like 25 minutes from the beginning of the match to the end. Every woman had a full entrance. Every woman got all their spots in. Every woman did something I haven't seen them do before. Every woman went after every other woman, and everyone looked fantastic. There is not one place where I could be like, oh, no, that was bad, I would have preferred this. Like, that is one match I have zero complaints about. Entrances to ending.
Yeah, and I think what we need to talk about, too, is that they're still in the introductory stages of several of these women who have only been around for a month or so. And
you have to introduce Carmella.
You had to
Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, and she started to really get her footing with this Nikki Bella feud and turning heel. But Alexa Bliss, I know we'll get to it in a second. Alexa Bliss is still kind of, she got a win over Becky Lynch, but she's still kind of finding her footing. Naomi's back from an injury. She's doing her new thing. Still got to find her footing. And I think the entrances and the appearances of all the women, with Becky Lynch looking like Harley Quinn out there, and
no, Alexa Bliss was Harley Quinn.
Did I say that? Or
you said
what?
Becky Lynch.
My bad. Fuck it. Becky Lynch looked like straight fire. Becky Balboa, whatever. Anyway, Alexa Bliss looked like Harley Quinn, and that was crazy as shit. She needs to start like carrying around a baseball bat with barbed wire on it. That'd be great. She got the start of the match. She got to kind of work the start of the match and was working with everyone with it. And she finally kind of got her, I think tonight she got her footing in SmackDown, on the SmackDown brand, because tonight she kind of showed what she's going to deliver that no one else can deliver in that division. And she got out first, but she also made one of the biggest impressions. And then Carmella was probably the star of the match. And
real quick on Alexa,
yeah.
I think that beautiful wrinkle with her was she was so close so many times, and she let that frustration show. Like, she recognizes she has one more level to take to compete with them, and that's where that frustration was coming
I really hope they tell that story. That would be fantastic. You know what was really great, too, was when she got her little there was a little small segment of the match where she got to work independently with Becky Lynch, and they worked so smoothly together. I want them to fight forever. Like, that was so good. I loved it. Yeah, Alexa was great. And then Carmella is kind of being put in the second from the top, or the first from the top storyline.
Let Drew chime in before we talk about Carmella.
Yeah, I will. But like, she got she got the second stage of the match. And yeah, Drew, what did you think of who stood out to you, and what did you really take away from the match?
Well, speaking of her, since you're giving her praise right now, Carmella stood out to me in the match. I said it to you guys in a little DM thing that she pretty much was made into a star tonight after this match. I really thought that she performed one of the best. I would say even Naomi surprised me tonight too.
Agreed.
I'd have to say I was not impressed with Natalya at all tonight. There were a string of... There was like a good 3 to 4 minutes towards the end where it was blatantly obvious that she was waiting for people to hit moves. and she was like stalling. You could just really tell that she was waiting for something, and that kind of was like bugging me a little bit. But I mean, the whole match was fantastic otherwise, and I was completely fine with either of the last two women winning, either Carmella or Becky. I'm glad Becky won, and I actually thought they were going to put it on Carmella for a second.
I think
Oh
Becky.
yeah.
I think Becky was totally the right decision. If they had gone with Carmella, I'd have been a little like, again, this is that arguing semantics of wrestling thing, because like the match was amazing. Like there was no wrong answer, but at the same time, I would have been a little upset because I wanted Becky to have it because she's not gotten that title chance yet on the main roster when she was part of the women's revolution, quote unquote. And you know, I just think that back to the Natalia thing. That was what I wanted to comment on. I was lost my train of thought for a second. I feel like the match wasn't about her because she's like the only one that other than Becky that's already established right now. And she kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit because she didn't really have any spots that were for her. And I think that's a fair criticism. But, you know, overall, like, you got two really hot storylines out of this. I'm sure you're going to get Eva Marie coming back. Not this week, but the one after.
See,
And,
for me, the person
mind.
getting the person getting lost in the shuffle is Nikki Bella. I'm the first one to say her name talking about this match so far. That's how good this match was. She was like the hotly anticipated return out of this whole division. And the match was so good, like we're kind of forgetting about it because Carmella and Becky Lynch and everybody else shone so bright during this.
Yeah,
we're used to Nikki Bella being that good.
Yeah,
we're not used to the rest of it being that level of quality.
True.
Yeah, I agree.
I think part of it was she's also in kind of the Natalia role in that match. This was about establishing Carmella as a worthy opponent for Nikki, and then Nikki will get her chance to shine going forward now in this feud. But yeah, I think that's a fair criticism too.
Because as far as Carmella goes, she was established as being part of the realest guys.
Yeah.
And there she was, off on a different show, on her own. Nobody knew anything about her, and the whole rollout of the division on SmackDown was something awful. So the fact that she's not only been able to target Nikki Bella, but stand out in the process, especially during this match, is phenomenal. I didn't think she was that good until tonight.
Yeah, I mean, and I mentioned this on one of our past podcasts where I knew Carmella was good because she's really kind of started to show her worth on NXT in the past month or two. But yeah, like even this is surprising. I didn't think she could heal it up this well. And credit to Nikki too, because I don't think Nikki got credit until maybe this past year or so for how good she's been and how she has handled this this feud with Carmella so far. It just shows how good she is. Like even she's not the focus yet, and she's still making it really, really special. So that's cool too.
Okay, real quick, the one humorous moment I found in this match was that Nikki Bella, John Cena's girlfriend, is using KO's finisher.
Is she?
You didn't catch that?
Did she do a pop-up power bomb? I thought she did an Alabama slam.
She did the fireman's carry to the cutter, which is what KO's doing.
Oh yeah, but like that's not a finisher. But
it's KO's finisher right now.
It's not his finisher.
It absolutely is, but I still thought it was humorous. We'll save the semantics for later.
Anyway, it's not his finisher. Point being, they needed to get something where she's not doing the rack and putting stress on her neck, and that's a really good compromise.
The Alabama Slammer was phenomenal.
She's got so many cool.
Nailed the crap out of it.
She's got that. She's got the Bella Hammer or whatever it is, that fucking punch. Good God. Like, Big Show, take notes. That's a punch. Like, my God. And that was what was great. Okay. Was I want to say this real quick. That was what was great when she hit Naomi with that. And Naomi just was like, she was unconscious, right? And then Natalia comes in and takes over the sharpshooter. And Naomi like wakes up with the sharpshooter on her, and she just taps like feebly, like "Fuck this, man, I'm done." Like it was great. It was a great sell to Bella Hammer, even after the fact. I was really cool with that. Whoever was trying to speak up, go for it, man.
Wasn't me.
I might have been laughing.
All right, whatever.
Just a great match. Just a great match.
It was a great match. Who is Becky's first challenger? It's got to be Eva, right?
Oh God.
It might be Alexa. It could be one of the two.
I don't know how it's not Carmella.
Yeah, I feel like it should be Carmella.
But then Nikki interferes somehow.
That could happen. I think that might be what you see on SmackDown. Is you get a title match, but it really is just to set up.
To continue the Carmella,
it's just
Nikki
to set
thing.
up Carmella, Nikki, and then give Eva Marie the 1 week to get back.
Well, what would
be a pain in Becky's side?
What I would see happening is either a 3 or 4-way match for the #1 contendership amongst the rest of the women wrestlers.
That would be cool too. I'd be cool with that.
We're going to see a lot of those, aren't we?
I'm glad. I like them.
But it's a new thing, and it keeps everything fresh, which is really good right now because SmackDown has to set itself apart from Raw.
It's kind of unfortunate because Raw's been doing them because of the injuries and stuff, but it's still, it's still something people just enjoy because there's immediate stakes. The winner is getting an opportunity. The loser is done. So like it's an easy booking, and I don't think you've overdone it yet. So that might be a good way to go. I think you're probably going to see. I think you're probably going to see Eva Marie fuck with Becky for a little bit before getting out, or you could see Alexa. We were talking about hopefully the story of her getting too frustrated and needing to take it to another level. Maybe that's the story they tell real quick, is that she loses to Becky, and that's the message. I don't know. I'm really excited. The women's division.
Who was the first person that Becky pinned to get out of the match? Do you remember?
That Becky pinned or that was pinned?
Well, Alexa was the first one eliminated.
Yeah.
By Becky?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't by Becky, but Alexa was the first one out.
I think it was by Natalia. It was Natalia or Naomi, one of the two, because they were the ones who hit that move on Alexa. God, I keep getting Alexa's name wrong.
I could, honestly, I could see any of the heels in that match being the first ones to come out of this as the first contender, because, first of all, there's already so few women on the roster that it's kind of, it's like, okay, you could do Alexa, but you could also do Carmella, but even at the same time, you could do Natalia. So
I think that's a credit to what SmackDown's doing right now, because there's actual parity within the division. You could see anybody stepping up and getting that shot. When you look at the Raw men's division, for example, come on, it's KO, Reigns, Rollins, and then just everybody else.
I'll make one objection to the parity in the women's division. Poor Eva, through very unfortunate circumstances.
Oh my God, you're right.
She's unfortunately at the bottom of the rung because she hasn't had a chance to prove herself yet.
She hasn't, but that's because of the fans.
That's about it, though.
Causing her stress, and
there's too much going on for her to actually be worried about professional wrestling.
The stupid traffic. Like, how can anyone in today's age be asked to drive or have their driver drive on the freeways? You know what I mean? Like,
it's an unsafe working condition is what it is.
Our infrastructure as a country is a mess, and Eva Marie is a victim of that. Come on. Like, I think the conclusion from this is we need Eva Marie as president, because we got to have someone to fix this infrastructure.
We need someone who will take action so that we can get the roads correct.
So that everyone can have a fair opportunity,
Right. And then, and only then, will Eva Marie truly be able to compete in the WWE, because the world is such that it's just an even playing field now.
It's just unfortunate. Prayers for Eva.
It is.
Hashtag prayers for Eva.
Prayers for Eva.
She's I think she said she's on vacation for one more week.
Well deserved.
Eva, if you're listening, we hope your vacation is the happiest, most enjoyable experience it could possibly be.
Even better than the honeymoon.
Even better than the honeymoon. You know, it's just rough. We sympathize and empathize with what you're going through in this tough time. Hashtag prayers for Eva. With that said, I'm hoping that Eva is back and fighting for that title because that's what I want to see. Drew, you've been suspiciously quiet with our talk on Eva Marie. Do you want to say a couple kind words to her? And he's gone, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm sorry. I was on Twitter just having fun. I was reading things. Did I miss something?
Okay, so I want to talk about
prayers for Eva. Anyway,
prayers for Eva. I want to talk about Randy and Bray in the hallway interaction before the match.
Okay, let's talk about it. What'd you think, man?
Well, I thought it was genius. For the longest time, WWE is like, oh, there's an injury, and then there's no story from what happened last week to, oh, there's an injury. So SmackDown actually filled the gap by showing you Bray attacking Randy and taking out his leg. It doesn't matter what the actual injury is.
This is exactly what they did. This is to a T. Essentially what they did with Hideo Itami on NXT back when, God, if I can remember the special it was on. I think it was Our Evolution. No, it wasn't Our Evolution. It was the one after that. It was for the #1 contendership, and he was supposed to fight Finn Balor and Tyler Breeze, and he ended up having to have surgery, so they had him attacked and taken off the card. Randy's situation was a little different because he's been hurt, and he was supposed to be cleared tonight, and he wasn't quite ready. So it's not like he's out for a long time, but they took the same role, but they added a wrinkle where, okay, he's hurt behind the scenes by the guy who's feuding with. That's smart. Like, it gave us a story to it instead of just, oh, well, I guess Bray's going to fight whoever. And I really appreciate that. I'm glad they did that.
And they still gave us whoever, but someone who made sense given their history.
Yeah. And what was great, too, was they Bray looked like a dick going out there and demanding a 10 count. And, he gets his win. And then it makes the Daniel Bryan and Shane look great by going, okay, we're not going to just let you off the hook. We're going to give the fans something they want to see, a no-holds-barred match. That's amazing. Like, yeah.
It also winds up accidentally giving Kane a build over these last few weeks.
Yeah, and that's why I'm okay with the ending. That was why I was okay with the ending. I'll keep this brief. When they started this, I was like, okay, Kane's been having this build where he's kind of an accessory piece to the show. That kind of ends if he loses, but Bray can't lose this. You know what I mean? So how do you go about fixing that? Randy Orton.
You make an old. You take a 50-year-old demon who is okay in the ring, but is huffing and puffing after 2 minutes. And you take a guy who had a concussion and a leg injury, and you put them together into one powerful force field, and that beats Bray.
Okay.
You sound like you're upset about the whole Eva Marie.
Okay, so
you know what I have to say? Hashtag
yes.
Prayers for Bray.
I agree.
For Bray.
Come on.
Because Bray is so poorly treated in WWE, it's kind of disgusting.
I won't disagree with that. I feel like he should be fighting AJ Styles for the title, and they're kind of making that not happen with this. But come on, man, he's fighting Randy Orton. Like, how
he's fighting?
Yeah, he's mistreated, but he's feuding with Orton. Like, this Kane thing was because they fucked up their thought that, okay, Randy's not quite ready. Well, shit, we messed up. But
it was a good cover job. And
it was a good cover job.
And it still fits with the story.
It fits with the story.
Ended with the 10 count, the bell ringing. That's it's over. I would have actually preferred that.
I disagree. I think this was a better way of doing it because it provides an opportunity to deep in this feud to the point where it's not just I'm hunting the Viper. Now it's you're dead, Randy. You are you've cost me a match and have defied me. This is it. You're done.
How many times have we run this storyline with Bray now?
Well, hold on.
This one. Not this one.
Yeah, not maybe Randy, but
it's always about converting someone. It's always about converting someone. This one is not. It's about making a victim. This is supposed to victimize Randy Orton, something that no one's ever really done in his career.
But how many times is Bray going to lose before it actually means something?
And that's the problem I had with it. Like that's exactly it. Bray Wyatt is still a sideshow fraud. He's selling you snake oil, and it's just his piss. His words mean nothing until his actions can back it up.
I think all of that is fair, but here's my point: is that in a vacuum, not considering anything else, like not considering the background, because that is where you have a point. And I'm not disagreeing with it. I'm just saying I think this was the best way, looking at the issue they had where Orton can't compete. They did the best they could with it. I think this is the best they could have done with it.
Totally agree.
That in a vacuum, I think that's what I'm saying. And in a vacuum, I'm happy with it because I think the story could get a lot better from it. Now, the proof will be in the pudding. Can they actually do it? But with the way picking Kane as his adversary, this is about as good as it could have been done. I think the only thing you could have done different was to pick someone else and have him just totally smash them. And that would have been good too.
Well, there were those two indie dudes in the back.
Oh, yeah, they could have put two of them up against Bray. That would have been cool. I've enjoyed that.
Because we had, I believe we had Bray injuring Randy first.
Mm-hmm.
And then AJ talking to those two. And it would have been sweet if it was like either those two were on the way to the ring or after the match, where they just got their asses handed to them by Bray.
Yeah.
They could have worked that in to where Bray just crushes two no-names.
Yeah. That would have been cool.
And then AJ gives him that little speech.
And it would have been a really cool kind of shout-out to Braun Strowman doing the squash matches.
Oh, yeah. The black sheep of fear.
Yeah, exactly. Drew, do you at least get where I'm coming from?
No.
You don't get it? I mean, that's all that's my only hope is that hopefully people can understand.
You have to understand something here. This is 3 years of Bray Wyatt on the main roster.
Okay.
With the same exact thing happening to him over and over and over and over again.
And I'm not disputing that. What I'm disputing is that in the context of tonight, they did good. The problem that you're talking about still exists, but it wasn't going to be solved tonight. It wasn't ever going to be solved tonight. So I don't think it is worse because of tonight's outcome.
Having this match, it doesn't make it worse. It doesn't make it better. It just continues it.
But I don't think you could have made it better tonight anyway. Like, I don't think, even if Orton had been healthy and Bray had won, I don't think it would have solved it. Like, it's going to take a continual build for him over like the course of a year of reversing this trend. So I don't think it really matters that this happened tonight in that context.
This is the crucial
part. He gave a great idea. Zent said exactly what they could have done that could have made it better. He could have just squashed the two.
But that's hindsight.
Indie jabronis in the back.
I don't think it would have. I think it wouldn't have solved any of the problems that you're saying, because anytime he faces someone big, he loses. And
it would not solve the underlying problems.
That's my point, is that I think, again, this is where we're kind of arguing semantics of wrestling here, because it's just
this is not semantics.
No. What I mean is, here's the problem: is we're arguing two different things. You're arguing the grand scheme problem of Bray. I'm talking the little small things that, like, what Chris said. That idea probably would appeal more to somebody. That's what I mean by the semantics. Is that if he had squashed the two indie guys, that might have been better for some people and worse for some people. My issue is that when looking at the problem that WWE had for this show, Randy can't go. We've decided we're going to throw in Kane. This is about as good as that outcome could have been, in my opinion, going forward for Bray and for Randy and their feud. That's my point. I really don't have anything else to say about it.
Well, I have a couple more things to say about it.
Okay.
You cannot tell me that they didn't know that Randy wasn't going to be able to make this match this whole week. Because that's absolutely ridiculous if that's the case.
I think that's fair. I think that's a fair
You can't
criticism.
tell me that you have a pay-per-view coming up, and for the show before the pay-per-view, you're not making sure that everything is already put in place and ready to go for Sunday. There's no way that you can work fluently and efficiently as a company, as a wrestling company, if you're going to not always be checking to make sure that all of your main players for the Sunday pay-per-view are good to go.
Yeah, I think that is...
Here's the thing. As a person who's had a lot of injuries in his life, you never really know when you're healed. Like
yeah,
Randy
I'm
Orton,
sure...
Randy Orton put a lot of wrestling years on that body. He might
I'm
be
sure they
young
had an
comparatively,
idea.
but
I'm sure they had an idea, and it was just, well, sleep on it Saturday. Call us in the morning if you think you can go. We'll get the doctor in to check for sure.
But he's also coming off a major recent injury, so why not?
It's been out for a long time.
So even if he could have gone tonight, why not take the extra week to make sure he's good to be in the ring?
Yeah,
I have no issues. I have no issues with the match, the storyline, or them not having Randy wrestle tonight.
I'm in the same boat. I think the bigger question is, why have the guy that's been injured for so long fight Lesnar? But
amen.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Drew?
I don't have really anything else to say. I would have taken pretty much anything that made Bray win.
You just want to see Bray more successful moving forward, right?
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said it in many podcasts in the past, and ones that we unfortunately can't hear anymore because of another site. Bray, I have been a very big fan of Bray, and I just can't listen to him when he talks anymore because I just know what the outcome is going to be.
Let me provide a fun fantasy booking wrinkle, wherein everything Bray has said and done is still absolutely true, but the way he recruits his new followers is by convincing them to be losers. It undermines everything that is valuable in this world. So if you really want to have a Bray Wyatt character that is counterculture to wrestling, you have him keep losing, and you have him cause other people who are following him to lose as well. You undermine what winning means by wanting to lose.
I think that's too subtle for WWE to do.
I don't even like that, actually.
That's the only way he can keep losing and matter.
Yeah, I think here's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to ask Drew. So let's say you get to book the outcome of this Randy Orton Bray Wyatt feud. What would you want it to be?
I would want it to be that Bray wins, and I want it to be that. And you know what? I would even go with something along the lines of what you said, Alex, a few weeks ago. Or actually, it wasn't a few. It was the draft podcast where you said that Randy ends up being kind of like Bray's follower after he loses to him because of the voices in his head, and you remember all that stuff?
I think what I said was that Bray claimed to be the voices in Randy's head all along.
Right.
I think that's what I said.
And get him in his head and beat him down and win. And I'm not even, to be honest with you, I'm not really even on a whole Bray and the Buzzards and following.
I don't think anyone's in on that.
I would rather him be a singles competitor from now
Yeah,
on.
I agree. I here's it's crazy when we talk about Bray Wyatt because the best he ever did was in his feud with Daniel Bryan because they booked it better than anything they've ever done with Bray Wyatt. They booked Bray to win over and over and over and over Daniel Bryan to the point that he submitted to him. And then Daniel got his moment to break free, but then Bray won anyway. And that's the best they've ever done. I think what you have to do if you're booking Bray Wyatt, you have to have him beat someone down like a dog. Just beat them relentlessly. And that's where we create the really intriguing feuds for him. Because, okay, so Randy Orton comes back as a babyface, right? And what happens if he loses once, twice, 3 times, 4 times to Bray Wyatt? And every time Bray is just getting deeper and deeper into his head to the point where Bray Wyatt is turning, he's not collecting followers necessarily, but he's turning all your favorites heel. He's causing them to just lose what made them them. You know what I mean? I think that's more intriguing, and that's kind of where you got to go with it. So,
well, see, that doubles right back to what I was fantasy booking.
Yeah.
The whole losing thing, or at least undermining the principles of what wrestling stands for.
Yeah. I think you do it via winning, but I think it's a similar idea of
you have to undermine
taking away everything you love.
Yes. You have to undermine what the product is for his character really to shine at this point.
And it's really not the victories that you're really upset about because, I have favorites lose all the time, but they get back up and they fight again. But with Bray, they're gone. With Bray, they're gone. If he beats them, they're gone. They're like, so let me think about it. If we did it with Randy and Randy turns heel,
which is a better Randy, to be honest.
It is a better Randy, and I think he would work very well with a lot of young baby faces on SmackDown. But let's say we do a feud with Randy almost till the end of the year, and then around December he turns heel. And then Bray, we're getting into WrestleMania season. He goes after, let's say, Dean Ambrose next. And they've had that feud before, but we do it differently this time because Bray's winning, and he turns Dean Ambrose heel. Like, he ultimately turns him heel. So you have him like in March where he's turned the top 2 baby faces on the roster heel. And then you either go Cena or you go something like that where we're going WrestleMania season and it's like, oh shit, he's going to do it again. You know what I mean?
As long as Bray is winning, his followers can lose. Because I think that's what makes the most sense here.
I think that is.
Bray be losing also.
I think Bray's formula works for him, but not for others.
Right.
If that makes sense? Yeah. I think that's cool. I think all of us just love Bray Wyatt and want him to do better,
He deserves a lot better than what he's getting.
Yeah.
And we're all trying to think of how to get him there.
Mm-hmm.
What I care about the most is that an outsider being Patrick Moore in our YouTube comments agrees with me. So I don't care.
Yay! I'm not looking at YouTube comments. Sweet. But I'm yaying not because you're right, because who cares if you're right. I'm yaying because we have commenters. Anyway, if you're listening and you've got some ideas for Bray, let us know because we're big fans of our good old buddy Bray Wyatt. We want to see him succeed. We want to see him do a little better.
So I think it's time we talk about all black Usos.
Oh my God, it was great.
And not the important part, but the beginning part of it, because it was one of the better builds throughout the evening to what would be a huge moment for, I think, all of us. Seeing those 2 dudes come out with no color, no face paint, just black and white, and we were like, oh my God, they finally did it.
Oh shit, the Usos are not crazy.
Shit is about to go down. No more Uso crazies. No more a flying Uso. Just like almost revivalish kind of a beatdown. It was beautiful.
It was very revivalish, wasn't it?
It just down, dirty, gritty, trying to hurt people to make sure you win. Loved it.
And
And that has nothing to do with the fact I hate Mojo Rawley.
well, I've always liked the Usos. The problem was as baby faces, they got to the point where like I just couldn't. They weren't doing anything very interesting. I like them as wrestlers. I like them as guys. I like listening to them in interviews and stuff, but I don't really care about them.
Because it got to the point where there was nothing left that they had to offer.
Yeah, they didn't have anything else to do. Now they have something else to do because guess what? It's not just American Alpha here. If you look on NXT, NXT's got all the NXT may have the best tag team division in WWE right now. The Revival, they're coming up. Uso's going to work with them. TM61, they're fantastic. They're baby faces. Usos are going to work with them.
Authors of Pain are going to be awesome.
Authors of Pain are going to be amazing. They're probably going to go on Raw just from,
dude, yeah.
Just the way that it works. Because it's Vince, big burly guys. Yeah, man, I want them on my flagship show.
Dudes that just wreck shit.
Yeah, Gargano Ciampa. Those are some SmackDown dudes if I've ever seen some SmackDown dudes. You know what I mean?
Gargano is WC.
Oh, shit, you're right. But point being, these are the guys Usos, like, this is the reason why they're going heel, because they have guys to work with now. And they have something to offer as a heel. And they were fantastic. They've been fantastic for a week. I mean, it's only been a week, but still, they've been amazing.
If I'm going to argue the
whole attitude change
here. Oh, go ahead, John.
Oh no, I was just saying, with the color change, the whole attitude change too was just like the whole
swagger,
turn.
Man. They had swagger.
It was all encompassing in a way that you just can't help but appreciate.
I said they reminded me of The Rock. They still remind me of The Rock. I know it's a Samoan comparison and all that shit, but just the attitude and the feel. You're like, oh shit, man.
There were a couple of smiles. There were a couple of smiles when one of the two brothers was just like in the corner or waiting for a tag or something. Where it's like,
yeah,
oh my god, you just need to wear a fanny pack and a suit, and you're about to run shit. They were that close.
I loved it.
If I have to argue just a little bit of something semantic,
oh god,
no, it was that it wasn't. I loved everything about the Usos tonight. They should have changed their Titantron thing because that was still all the play in the paint and the colors and crap. But
I kind of liked it. Because you're like all the normal Uso stuff, and then they come out and they're not the normal Uso stuff. So I kind of like it for a show or two. You know what I mean?
Okay, I don't know if I missed it or not, but did they do their Samoan?
No, they didn't.
Okay, that's even better. I thought I missed it.
And they didn't have the intro where they have the
Usamua.
Yeah. No, it was just the music started. There was no explosion, no pyro. Just I'm on top.
Next time, I hope it's just no music.
I kind of want you to have no music. Just come out.
Just come out. We're here. We don't need to celebrate.
Great.
We're gonna.
I would like a hard rock version, no lyrics of their theme song. I think they'll probably sound good.
I would like it almost just a cappella with maybe some drums or some bass to it, but
a cappella.
Yeah.
Well, some heavy.
No music. No
some
musical
heavy
accompaniment.
tribal drums, maybe.
Oh, that would be
something.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Like the drums of war.
This is what wrestling gives us. This is the best part of wrestling is that it inspires people to get creative and stuff like this. I just wanted to say that real quick.
That's a great word, inspiration. That's what the turn was. It was inspirational as a fan.
Yeah, and it was just intriguing and stimulates your creativity. And
we're saying this about
the
Usos.
The fucking Usos.
And they're not doing the Uso. They're not doing that anymore.
I'm going to a baseball game on Tuesday, but the second I get home, I'm watching SmackDown just to see what happened. That's what wrestling is supposed to do to you. Make you want to watch.
Yeah. Because it just gives you something special that I can't tell you how many times I've been bored in just something rudimentary, everyday life bullshit, and just, I need something to do. I'm starting to think
it needs to get an elbow
I'm just starting to think about wrestling because, it's something interesting and intriguing, and gets your creativity flowing. And that's what I love about wrestling personally. When it's done well, it just inspires me to think, and I enjoy that part of it. Drew, you were a little late getting to the party with the show tonight, and you were a little bit behind us. What did you think of the Usos in that first match and then in the second match? Because I do want to talk about them losing, because I disagree with that. But what did you think?
Well, they turned up the swag. They came out in it looked like exactly what Kanye would wear. So I would call them Kanye heels.
Yeah, dude, their shoes were even like their shoes looked Kanye. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they looked like they had whatever the name of his shoes are.
His Yeezys.
His Yeezys. I'm embarrassed that
they cost like $3,000. Stupid.
But what I do know is I'm surprised that Jimmy, the one who is apparently ashamed of his body because he never takes his shirt off. I'm surprised.
Of course, you would say that.
Well, he must be. He'd never take his shirt off.
Dude, I loved his shirt. I loved his shirt. It was cool.
It should have been that $125 white shirt that Kanye makes from his company. Just like full swag of Kanye West and you're an immediate heel in my eyes.
Yeah.
I thought that they performed very, very well for their first time in a long time, being a tag team as heels. And this is, I said this in the SmackDown podcast a few days ago. This is what needs to happen to Roman now. And if this happens to Roman, holy fuck, everyone will love him.
It just fuels what we wanted with Roman. Now that you've seen the Usos do it, and you're like, oh man, Roman is the same. He has the same kind of personality, except he's a little tougher and meaner. Like, oh god, I want it so bad now. Anyway,
and in the second match,
we'll save that for Raw tomorrow.
In the second match, I actually agreed with the decision because I think that Heath needed to get on the show somehow, and if he didn't win, he wasn't going to get the contract, and it didn't make any sense for him to even show up anymore. So I agree with the decision. I would have liked for the Usos to win, but they're absolutely going to be the first challenger.
Yeah, my thought here is that this is again, it's the semantics of all this shit. It was an amazing match. The tag team tournament was amazing. Like, the whole thing was great. The point I have is just that I feel like the Usos are more important to SmackDown than Heath Slater, right? Like, would y'all disagree with that? Guessing not.
No.
Anyway,
No.
So if the Usos are more important, isn't it just better to beef them up even more by everyone wants to see Heath Slater get his contract? So no, he doesn't get his contract. Usos beat him.
See, this is why I thought Jason Jordan would interfere to some degree.
Yeah, and I would have loved that. I think that would have been way better than what they did.
It would have naturally fed the story because we wanted to see Heath succeed, and we know that. Okay.
What was wrong with the finish?
Nothing.
No,
nothing. I'm not criticizing the finish.
I'm trying to say this in not a shitty way. Heath Slater has no business winning in the first place. That's why we're cheering for him. He has this huge motherfucker in his corner who cleans house after Heath takes an ass whooping of a lifetime every time. And that's what fed it. Like, he kept getting back up. He got the bloody nose in the last tag match on SmackDown. Like, there's this bullshit story about his kids and his family. Oh my god. Like, the story was built up about how Heath has no business winning this for any reason. So of course it's natural that he succeeds. That's why I thought Jason Jordan would be there. The Usos should absolutely smash these two. There's no reason for them not to.
Yeah, and we've had people say in the past, like, you know, it doesn't make sense for baby faces just to help other baby faces, but this isn't. Jordan wouldn't really be helping them; he'd be hurting the Usos and costing them like they cost his tag team partner. So that makes sense. You know, and I'm not. I've told you my preference on here. I think the Usos should have won, or you should have had Jordan interfere or something like that to warrant the win. But come on, man. How can you complain with WWE creating a story from scratch, getting people invested, and then actually paying it off? You know, like I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. It was great. I think I would have just preferred something else, but that's fine. That's come on, man. Like I'm fine with that. You give me good stories, I don't care. You can do things that I wouldn't necessarily do as long as you're giving me good stories and giving me a reason to be invested.
I have no problems with what happened, and in fact, I feel like people wanted that to happen. I think
they did too.
Heath to lose.
I think they did too, and that's exactly why I would have had the Usos win. But you know, it's.
But again, like
whatever.
This is one of those moments where it pays off being a fan because you're given what you want in spite of like what is more logical.
They did that a lot tonight. They gave us probably every champion who the fans wanted. You know what I mean? Everybody wanted Becky. Everyone wanted AJ. Everyone probably wanted Heath. So I can't complain, man. Like I can tell you, I would probably prefer something else, but like I can't complain. That was great.
The right person won every single match.
I think that's debatable, but I think it was.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
I don't, but I.
Who do you disagree? This
one. I think this one is the one I disagree with. I think the other two are the right decision. I think this one, I would have the Usos. I think that's you would have gotten more bang for your buck in the long run with that, because I think you could have had a follow up. I think there could have been something else you could have done with him, and I think it would have just meant more to have the Usos win it. But it's fine because it was so good anyway. Hey, you know what I mean?
Am I crazy, or are we overlooking someone?
Rhino?
No, I think his name is The Miz.
Well,
my God, you're right. God.
I knew that Alex was talking about Becky and AJ, and I knew that he completely glossed over The Miz because I was literally going to say, so
Alex
what about The Miz?
Alex was getting ready to shut down the show.
I wasn't quite getting there, but I
could feel it coming.
I totally forgot. I feel ashamed, Miz. I'm sorry. You were so good tonight.
Alex, be quiet.
Oh my God.
Alex, be quiet. Drew.
Yeah, I'm going to be quiet. Actually, y'all handle this. I'm ashamed. I've shamed.
Shut up already. Shut up. Drew, help me out real quick with a little New Day shtick, if you will. Shame.
Y'all don't even watch Game of Thrones. Shut the fuck up.
Shame. It doesn't matter. Shame on you for forgetting The Miz. Of all people, you're worried about poor Eva, which you are right for doing so, but The Miz is right there, up there, you know? How could you forget him?
You didn't even get the bell in the shame chant, so... Whatever.
It doesn't matter. You're wrong. You're in the wrong. You're in the wrong. You're in the wrong.
You're in the wrong. You did Game of Thrones wrong.
You forgot The Miz. You're the coward. So, Drew.
Oh, boy. So, yeah. So, and you know what? I'm going to say I didn't really like the finish of that match, even though I do agree that The Miz should have won.
Agreed that The Miz should have won. I think how he won feeds the whole cowardice thing in a really weird way.
But and I actually 100% agree with you there, and if Miz did not berate Daniel Bryan before the match, I would 100% be on your side. But I feel like after what happened before the match, Daniel Bryan should have came out and restarted the match and thrown Maurice out. Maybe Miz could have still won, and he probably would have.
But that's the thing. It feeds the whole cowardice storyline, which is where
I agree. I agree. I only don't agree with the finish because of what happened before the match. Because for what happened before the match to happen, and Daniel Bryan is the general manager, he makes matches, he does stuff. For him to see Maurice pepper spray Ziggler and then just allow that to happen, it just
First of all,
didn't make sense to me. But
first of all, that was perfume.
Well,
Second of all, Maurice was just trying to help that dude smell better, because Dolph Ziggler just looks dirty as hell. That dude has nothing but like skanky, nasty smelling STDs everywhere. And
I would have laughed, but I'm supposed to.
Well, I mean, he does frequent Hollywood a lot, so I do agree with him.
And I love the fact that Dolph Ziggler has basically turned into SmackDown Live's version of Jack Swagger. He's got the patriotic trunks going. He can't help but lose every match that matters. It's just...
He needs to tag with Cesaro.
I think what they're building to is Dolph taking a little bit of a break to rebuild himself in a sense before he does his final run to
turn heel, Dolph. Turn heel.
Oh, amen, because he's got the black trunks.
Yeah, man.
But I think they're setting him up for that last really big push that the dude does deserve before he moves on from wrestling to whatever. He'll be a part-timer, but...
I think he said recently, Ziggler, that he had like 2 years left he was going to do it. So,
he even in the recent, WWE interviews, he was talking about how he would have to go away from the company to like re-examine everything, including his wrestling, which gives him sort of an out. Like, if he keeps losing, he has to reassess what he's doing with his life. But he did not say, I'm not coming back to the ring after that if that's what I do. So, like, I think they're really building to a sort of a break for him so that he can come back and have a big last push.
I think that would be a great story, just to have him just dejectedly leave for a couple months.
And then come back and just fucking crush it at the right time. Because all we've ever wanted for Dolph is to not hit the mountaintop, but to stay there for a while. And he's never had the chance to stay there.
Yeah, and I wanted to just say the things I wanted to say about The Miz tonight that were just so incredible for me. I generally don't like WWE heels as much because they don't really offend or don't really insult me. It's usually just like, oh, this crowd or this town stinks and whatever. It's not anything that makes me care. It's played out. What The Miz has done in the past 4 weeks, he has essentially taunted a man with brain damage.
Which is a great way to put it.
He has taunted a man with brain damage and proved that man right, and then basically shoved it in his face saying, yeah, but you can't do anything about it because you can't wrestle me. Because, like, I'm the one who's actually, like, for all your stupid indie shit, I'm the one who's actually stayed here. And the reason I've stayed here is because I have my wife spray perfume in Dolph Ziggler's face. And, like, it's an act, but you're like, God, what a dick. Like, this is the first time, like, this is healing that makes me care, that insults me and offends me and makes me want to cheer for Dolph Ziggler, despite the fact that I don't want to cheer for Dolph Ziggler.
Exactly. Like, The Miz took a moral stand.
Name to me the last time a heel made you cheer for a face you don't like.
Oh, Alberto Del Rio versus John Cena. Motherfucker, you just had to.
Alberto is so underrated, except for not. Anyway,
okay. No,
point being, you understand what I'm getting at.
Yeah, no, that's just my issue with John Cena. That's all.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing about wrestling in general for me
it's
is that people always say being a babyface is hard. I think really being a heel that matters is hard.
no, I think it's easy to be hated. It's hard to be liked and still make the people hate you.
Yeah,
That's
because
the
we're in
trick.
an era where heels are liked or admired or whatever because everyone knows it's fake. Um, the real challenge nowadays is to be a heel that sells the babyface, despite getting cheers or whatever. Because The Miz was getting cheered tonight, and that should not be.
Well, I think
Like, the Miz got cheered, but you had a small group of fans doing that, but then you got the Ziggler chants, and you got the crowd like clashing against itself because the Miz was so hated by some fans and so liked by others, and that's kind of the result nowadays. But yeah, that was great.
Personally, I think there's way too many dueling chants in wrestling matches these days. Let's go AJ, let's go Dean, let's go, like, when I
that's the sign of a
appreciate
good crowd.
This was a good crowd. I think they mic'd it better than normal. I'm hoping they do that for SmackDown moving forward, where it's just microphoned better. Because I've been to Raw and like it's really loud, but you never know that because it's such a formally shot television program. I would hope that they don't want the crowd being able to like you catch people saying bad things or something. I don't know.
Well, no, I know that, but I mean, like, what is the meaning behind the dueling chants? Is it that everyone loves both men? Is it that
It's just the
people
natural
should talk?
No,
and
it's
and
the fact that you have people coming to the show who like one person, people coming to the show who like another person. The people who like one person start, and then the other people are like, no, I want to cheer this guy, and then it happens.
Let me chime in real quick.
Okay.
Because I get Drew's point. I'm the guy on the site who does the indie shows, and when I do the house shows with people you've never heard of, you always cheer for the babyface, you always boo the heel. Dueling chants do not happen. It's kind of counterintuitive to the whole process if you have two people that you both like of opposite alignment and they get dueling chants. It doesn't make sense. But when you hit the WWE stage, you have so many different people from so many different perspectives
it happens.
wanting something out of the product that you have, like we've said before, if the WWE casts a huge net.
The demographic is so large and there are so many people at each event. I think
you can't help but draw in dueling crowds when it comes to match, wrestler to wrestler. It's inevitable.
I think if you had a WWE crowd of 500 people, you would not have the dueling chants as much.
Oh, agreed. Because people would get into the role of, I'm a fan, I have to cheer for this guy and boo this dude, even though I love this dude that I'm supposed to boo.
Yeah. When you're in a crowd of like 10,000 people, you're a participant of the wrestling event, but you're also a participant of the crowd around you because
the herd
you get into the
really
crowd that's in your area, if that makes sense.
No, it really does. The what is it? Mob mentality is a real thing.
Yeah.
And you have to be very, very dedicated to your individual person, not to get swept up in it, because there's an energy that comes with being in large crowds where you can't help but go that same direction.
Yeah, my big thing, and I'm going to lead us into probably our last topic of the night, is with crowds, I don't really get it doesn't bother me. Full Sail doesn't bother me, even though it bothers a lot of people.
Me.
Yeah. Like, my big thing is just be enthusiastic and loud. If you're enthusiastic and loud and, like, actually into the show, I'm okay with you. I don't care if you do chants that I don't necessarily like. I think you could criticize any crowd in any sport ever. Like, in college football, they play the fucking fight song too much. Like, I get it. You have a fight song. Stop. There's just, you can nitpick at other stuff. I don't let those kind of things actively bother me. For example, everyone hates David Otunga. I don't care. Like, he doesn't bother me. He's not good. I'll actively say that, but he doesn't bother me. So like, I don't get the hatred of him.
Okay, the
So
problem
that
with,
was this is our topic. We were talking about this on
yeah,
Twitter too.
let's get into this one, because the problem with David Otunga is not David Otunga. It's that he has no one to play off of on that same level. JBL is a dipshit heel who wants to beat your fucking ass. He has no reason to converse with anybody. That's the problem.
I think part of it is it's just a bad matchup with Morrow. Morrow's a very lively, loud, like enthusiastic voice, and Otunga brings a different feel to it. He can't match that. He can't shout and exclaim like Morrow can.
Very true, but Otunga is just as positive and happy.
He is. I think what you do is you put him with Michael Cole, and it probably works out way better because Michael Cole's a similar way. He has a similar disposition when he calls stuff.
Because it's restrained but excited.
Yeah, and Otunga's like, oh my God, here we go, and like, it doesn't bother me. But I can tell there's a dissonance between him and Morrow, and JBL is just a fucking idiot. He's the one who offends me.
Okay, JBL seems like he's checked out.
I love JBL as a guy, and as a wrestler, I enjoyed hating the shit out of him.
JBL on Raw commentary before the split was fucking perfect for me.
I just don't like him on commentary. I don't like how he does stuff. I don't think he fits with Morrow either. He's the one that offends me more than Otunga. Otunga, I just feel like, you know what I would do with Otunga? Put him on NXT. Give him like a guy, like time to develop away from Morrow, because he's not really what Morrow is. Like, just they don't click. I don't know. Drew, I know you have strong opinions on commentary because you like to nitpick. You little nitpicker. What you got?
Well,
let me roll up my sleeve here.
Oh yes, please do. Show off those big bulging muscles of yours.
Shut up. First off, I'm wearing a tank top, so like there ain't no sleeves to roll up, buddy.
Oh well.
So Tiny
slide into my DMs later.
What'd you say, Sid?
So Tiny Pop-Up Pump.
Yeah. That's right.
Mini Scott Steiner.
Mini Scott Steiner. Let me tell you, there's a 142.324% chance of me fucking up this podcast. That's for sure.
Especially when you can just hang up or mute people.
I should just hang up now. Fuck, I messed it up. Anyway.
By the way, David Otunga is already winning in the poll I put up on Smark City.
Okay.
How dare you do that? I'm on the channel.
I backdoored it. We'll put it that way.
Whoa. You've gotten... Oh, never mind. We'll keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Otunga has no personality. He is just... he sounds like a robot to me. He sounds like he's repeating exactly what the person in his headphones is saying the exact way that they're saying it. And I don't like him at all.
He probably is. He's very inexperienced, and that's kind of why I said go to NXT. I don't hate him, though. Like,
I'll take JBL every day of the week.
And here's the thing. The way you put it up on Twitter, where you said, who's the worst commenter, that's not really... Like, I'm fine if people think Otunga's worse than JBL. Like, that's not really my problem. My problem is the hatred of, like, God, he's awful. I'm like, well, JBL's really shitty, too. And he does things that are really antagonizing and just annoying, too. Like, I don't know.
David Otunga does not come from a negative or hateful perspective. It's just that he doesn't mesh with anybody. That's why he stands out, and people don't resonate with it. That's where the hate comes from. It doesn't.
I think that's fair.
But Morrow doesn't connect with either one of them, and he's still the better one out of the three.
He drowns them out. That's why he's better.
Morrow is... Well, that's the problem, is Morrow's on another fucking league. Like, he's a professional at this and has been for a long time. And he knows wrestling moves better than either of them.
Okay, who would you put Morrow with, and what would the other commentary be?
Well, I think the obvious is Corey Graves, but that's not going to happen.
Because automatically, if you do that pairing, you take away from whatever's left.
you take away Raw's good, anything that makes Raw commentary worth listening to at all.
So who do you do?
I would say Daniel Bryan's not an option because he's the GM. Maybe you could do it. That may be cool if you had the GM be on announcement, and then he can kind of keep people up to date on his
the GM should
like
be on
his decisions. That would be cool, right? That'd be very innovative.
It would be very original.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. I don't think they're going to do that. The guy that I think they should try is Tom Phillips.
Yeah,
he does play-by-play on the NXT commentary, and he's good at getting lively and into it. He's never done color. I think he'd be good on color.
So Tom Phillips.
I would do just Morrow and Tom Phillips.
Okay. So who's the other team?
Unfortunately, that will never happen because we have to have 3-man booths.
Yeah, I know. It makes no sense. I guess they just do it because
there has to be a clear face, there has to be a clear heel,
so
and there has to be a clear face.
Hold on.
Clear heel.
Hold on.
All the time.
You do Morrow, Tom Phillips, and Jerry Lawler.
I would like it way better. I would like it way better than what it is now. I think
I just have Morrow and Jerry. Jerry was great.
Morrow and Jerry were great.
He was so good with Morrow and with Saxton. I don't understand why they just. Well, I mean, he had that thing where, with his girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, and Saxton, even then, Saxton kind of stood out like a sore thumb. He did way better. First off, he did way better on SmackDown with Morrow and Lawler than he did on Raw. But he still kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. That's why I just do two-man booth. You have a smaller roster, you have a shorter show. It makes sense that you have a two-man booth and a smaller announce team. It just fits with the branding of the show. I would do Tom Phillips. I think that'd be cool. Lawler would do great. I don't know. Commentary needs to be fixed, though. I think that is the one thing that they need to address moving forward because tonight's commentary was the only thing that I can criticize actively about the show.
And only 2/3 of commentary because one of them was just too good.
One of them's just that's almost the problem. I feel like if you put Cole on, first off, if you put Cole on SmackDown, it would be almost better just because the talent is not so disparate. Like the disparity of talent is not so obvious. I don't know. I would do two-man booth. I think that's the solution.
I mean, it would add to SmackDown being different from Raw.
Yeah.
So, I agree with you there.
What you could do is you could have.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying you could have Otunga do in-ring interviews or something if you want him. I would do Otunga. I would just put Otunga on NXT and give him some experience because.
He needs it.
Yeah. I don't know.
Has he done, before he came on to replace Jerry, when they took Jerry off, did he do any commentating gigs in WWE?
I don't think so. He was always a wrestler, and then he wasn't a wrestler any longer. And then he did the pre-shows. Pre-shows, he was great. That's more his style. He's more an analytical guy. He's got like a law degree or something. Like that's his style. I don't know if the emotive commentary position is for him. And it kind of sucks because I like Otunga. I find him to be a good guy.
All right, let me be annoying and jump in here because we're hitting about an hour and 10 minutes.
Jesus Christ, we need to shut up.
Yeah, what do we want to see? What do we want to see coming out of this, and what else you got to say?
Drew, go ahead.
My goodness, you're actually going to let me talk first.
Okay, fine. I want AJ Styles to keep being a dick kicker. I want Dean Ambrose to get more and more edgy. I think that's what he needs moving forward. Moving a little kind of away from babyface, but a little more gritty. Okay, you want to fight like that? I know how to fight like that kind of thing. I want to see Orton and Wyatt tear it up, and I want to see Orton lose, and then you get a little more psychological with it after that. I want to see Becky Lynch fend off everybody, and then I want her to fight Eva Marie, and like they make it so similar to like Bayley Eva Marie was on NXT, where like, oh my God, they're really gonna put it on Eva Marie, and then they don't. That'd be fun.
And that would include Nia Jax just popping over for a spot.
Oh, totally. Just like I got your back. She comes through the crowd. That'd be great.
So one or two last things, then we kick it to Drew.
Yeah, and then tag team, I want Usos just to be awesome. I want the American Alpha to finally get one over them. And then them just to have warfare. That'd be great. And then Miz, just beat everyone. Just keep beating everyone because you're better than everyone.
Amen.
Cool.
All right.
Drew.
All right, let me roll up my sleeves now and get to the list of things that I want to say about each person. Hold on here.
All right, there were 20-something wrestlers, so we're going to give you about a minute for each.
Hold on.
No, that's the show.
Hold on.
Yeah, we owe them that much.
No, we don't.
Hold on. Let me get ready. I gotta get ready. Hold on.
Briggs, you are such a dick.
All right, hold on. Give me a second.
Who?
I agree with
Just did
everything.
the New Day who?
I agree with everything you said, Alex. Okay, that's
Yay.
everything.
Oh, I love you, Drew. You're my best friend. Anyway. Oh boy. This has been a show. Whether it's a good one or not, who knows?
Oh, come on, Drew. You got something that you want to share with us. Let it out.
Please do. I'm a dick. Go ahead.
No, I just a prayer hashtag prayers for Bray. That's all I have to say.
Stealing our hashtag for Eva. I get it.
He can't come up with his own gimmick. It's whatever.
Okay, so I will say that there are two things I want to see. First of all, Eva Marie gets the proper treatment she deserves.
Can you
Yes.
hang up on him, please? My God.
No.
Even not.
Why would I hang up on him for saying something very factual and like objectively the only right answer?
Because
is
we're
we want
I'm
Eva
trying
Marie.
I'm trying to be a good person.
Yeah.
We're losing viewers by talking about Eva Marie.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Okay, anyways, that doesn't matter. The other thing I really want to see out of this is Heath and Rhino get a really good run. These two are just ridiculously good together off camera, or like not off camera, but outside the ring. They just click together, just bullshitting.
Yeah, they
in
put
front of
Hype
the
Bros
camera.
and the rest of the baby faces out to shame, except for American Alpha, don't they?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. Like on camera, just talking to each other, they click. Heath takes the beat down in the ring. Rhino helps out. Like it just kind of works in a weird way, and I just want a good run out of them. Where I don't care if it's accidental or other people interfere because they have other beefs. I just want to see Rhino and Heath get this one really good tag team run. That's what I'm really hopeful for out of all of this.
Yeah. God, Backlash was good, guys.
It was just fun.
And now we get to wait for Clash of Champions in 2 weeks. We're going to be doing these fucking things every 2 weeks.
Okay, real quick.
Oh, man. They better all be good.
Let me fantasy book Clash of Champions real quick. Here's how it should happen in the future since we have a brand split.
Oh,
All champions in the future should face each other from one brand to the other. Whoever loses that championship turns into a tournament on that show, and the person who lost cannot be involved in winning it back for a full year.
That'd be for a full year?
For a full year. So if you lose the WWE championship on SmackDown, you don't have a chance to win it back for a full year. If you lose the WWE Universal Championship, you can't win it back for a full year.
I don't agree with that. I think the way it would be is I know, I understand, but I think it would be smarter if you just said, okay, you lose it, you have to forfeit your title, and they have a tournament for it, and you're not involved in the tournament, and then you have to work your way back after the tournament.
Right, and that takes a full year.
That would be
like
a full year.
A year.
I don't know.
You want to keep it fresh, but anyways, the other concept was if considering we don't have a secondary mid card championship like the IC title, if whoever has it on SmackDown faces someone from Raw who's supposed to be at that same level but there's no belt there, the IC championship transfers to Raw.
That'd be cool. I don't know. Why are we talking about Clash Champions?
Because you just brought it up.
I know. I was just saying it offhand.
And I fantasy booked out of nowhere. That's my.
I know. It's a cool idea. I think that's a lot they could run with for sure.
But anyways, we got to wrap this up.
Yeah, we need to wrap this up. We should have wrapped this up 30 minutes ago. Thank you for hanging with us. That's cool. You're a cool person for doing it. We love you.
Hope we made you laugh.
No, we didn't. We're done. We're dumb. Anyway.
Let me just plug one more thing.
Okay.
One more thing. I did put up a new poll on our Twitter.
Oh my God.
And it asks.
This isn't a plug. This is just a.
Did you ask someone to sit on the poll?
I asked.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa.
Anyway.
What was the poll?
The poll is asking the Twitterverse and Smark citizens if they like it when we talk about Eva Marie.
It's 50-50.
And
they all said yes.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right now.
No one said yes.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
It's 50-50.
Which is 100 because people hate Eva, and that's awful. That's the reason why she's on vacation.
Here's what happened. One person voted, and it was Drew.
He has like 3 Twitter accounts. Just puts in a bunch of no's.
I have 50 actually. So.
Okay, the poll just went 4 votes, and it's 50-50. I'm on City right now.
Anyway.
It's 50-50. Drew is wrong.
Let's wrap
All Red
this shit
Everything
up.
deserves a championship shot.
She totally
she
deserves a
doesn't.
championship.
She
Anyway, she deserves her own championship that's just all red.
Yeah, she can go get the Universal title then.
Yay! I would love it if she beat Kevin Owens.
Drew beat me too.
Oh, if she beat Kevin Owens.
Oh my God, that would be hilarious.
Anyway.
Nia Jax fucking up Kevin Owens would be the best
great.
thing ever.
Oh, she just dick kicks him and then he gets on
how
top and covers her. Oh, that'd be great. Anyway,
how could they put all red everything on the blue brand?
That's the irony of it. It's funny because it's ironic. Anyway, this has been our show. We need to shut the fuck up. We're gonna try to do a podcast for Raw, for SmackDown, and hopefully for the finale of the Cruiserweight Classic as well. So stick with us for that. Check us out on Twitter at @TheSmarkCity. If you got any comments or just want to talk to us, because we will totally get back in touch with you. Shout out to Patrick for being with us in the YouTube comments, man. Thanks for hanging with us.
Thanks, Patrick.
Yeah, I think that's our show. Anybody got anything else to say?
Nope.
No.
Well, shit. That's it.
Later, Twitters.
Every fucking time.
Every fucking time. You just can't help but swear. Shut the fuck up and take us home. Just take us the fuck home.
This is it. We're done. Fuck it. I'm out.
I tried to say something.
What, Drew?
I tried to say something to make sure it drowned out his later tweets, but it didn't work, I guess.
You're too quiet. That's the problem.
The dick on his head is too big.
Bye.